Alright, welcome, good evening back to Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. This morning, yeah, bro, the first edition on a Sunday analysis on a panel over here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube, and there's the next one here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. See, bro, the best in terms of tactical analysis. Like I chose here. It is your consistent updates of analysis, and I be here, bro, back to back, and consistently, the analysis thing, bro. Send about enjoy analysis. But I want to subscribe to the channel now. Make sure so you're new to the channel. Welcome to Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Not turn on notification. Pause the video and subscribe to the channel. No, not turn on notification. I'm making sure say in all the notification turn and over choose all. Send about anytime be a content about drop over heavy and where you're first to have it. And then it my anyway. What has brought me here this evening? There are major things at the Mabasi, including a Chelsea player on a club be every on conversation. On my agree personal terms here, it looks as if he was going to go. I brought out what ball motors our players with. The plan was to have very, very good squad players. I bet me a movie on Inti. Enzo Maresca and certain players be said Benjamin Cho money at the other day. They told them that they were not going to get game time at Chelsea and they were going to let him go. But there were some players in that Chelsea planning said they were going to let them go. But it looks as if said most of the clubs are around Europe are seeing that Chelsea is a top team and they would want to come in and then go and get them already also. So as reviewed earlier in the day, there's a Spanish player relevant for a breaking news that Chelsea are contacted on. He is a boy from team Spanish La Liga named Deportivo or Spanish La Liga named and Chelsea are contacted on Monidin. We'll talk about him in terms of how he is good in the take-ons. He's a winger. You better didn't home come on. Then we'll come back and start conversation in terms of Chelsea transfers now and what's going on over Diego Simeone. Winning 14 games now in a row. Our Spanish La Liga team, and then my game on mobile being my Spanish La Liga team. He was able to go in there and then get that all-important win again. Of course, in the FA Cup, a lot of shocking results. Also, as before I came here, it was Manchester United, any team, my friend Arsenal, and then AD Sankomo Bossa game at the Emirates. Arsenal for are still pushing Manchester United for the red card, but then still they are in it and they can get something out of some Manchester United. So I'll go on, of course, in other games as well. Abrantia friend Kamaldeen Suleiman has scored a goal for Abrantia for Tima Jeffredo. Southampton, our English Premier League game. The lineup for the El Grand Classico, Saudi Arabia, Jordan has come out, and on the part of Madrid, Midobefem, Rudiger, Courtois, Chimeni, Lucas Vasquez, Fula Mendy, and Children. There's Eduardo Camavinga, Federico Valverde, Jude Bellingham, and of course there is Vinicius Jr., Kylian Mbappe, and Rodrigo Goes on the right. Of course, on the part of FC, team my friend FC Real Madrid, it's another player I know. Say, of course, Szczesny back into the starting lineup for them. Abra Juventus for Edin Como with a loan with an option to buy Abrantia Fredo Ronaldo Araujo. The amount they brought to Barcelona was just somewhere around 25 to 30 million. Something that really wasn't accepted from Tima, your friend FC Barcelona. Now, what's going on, however, is that when you look at Barcelona and the conversation that they're having, Omar Kache, team, my friend Juventus, say at the very least, 70 million. Say around your friend around every free Barca this summer, there. Then 70 million. And almost joy from also. Barca for now have been very clear. Said they would want to take 70 million for Abrantia friend Ronaldo Araujo. As to if Juventus are going to pay up, it's a different conversation. But I expect it. Said anyway, Barca are going to go into the game with Inigo Martinez, Pau Kubasi, Jules Koundé, Alejandro Balde, Wojciech Szczesny, and Fiifi-Manfred, Pedri, Gavi, Casado, then Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, and Abrantia friend Robert Lewandowski. It be keep you with for Abrantia for team your friend FC Barcelona. Big one. And then Babakoso in terms of that conversational one. Now, like I told you, there is a breaking news, huge breaking news also in two Chelsea conversation. First one, Chelsea is seen to have gone on to Spain to go and have a conversation over there. Now, I know after the game, before the sign news here, but Abrantia friend João Felix spoke to the media and we didn't come out. Of course, João Felix said, I played 90 minutes and I'm happy with that. I tried to do my best and help the team. The only way to do is to keep working, and when they need me, I will be there to help them. Of course, he went on to say, he said the plan was to take this game versus Morecambe seriously, because people can think it's easy to play those games, but sometimes it's not. We went onto the pitch. The idea was to win and to score as many as we can, and that's exactly what Chelsea here now against Morecambe over there. And apparently, your friend Joao Felix went in there and then spoke about it, which is very, very important, of course. And now, in that pre-match press conference, no post-match press conference, Enzo Maresca was asked about the two players and we are very, very close to leaving team of friend Chelsea. One, apparently friend Kani Chukwuemeka and also Renato Vega. He said Kani Chukwuemeka Dortmund for him for offer beyond buy, and that he's not going to leave. But this afternoon, yeah, take huge transfer snippets from Chelsea, both in the incoming and the outgoings in terms of Chelsea players. We are hearing huge transfers in them, and it's very, very important in terms of what Chelsea would want to do on the ball and off the ball in the future. Chelsea, it's something that's going to be important. There's a boy called Yeremay Hernandez. Yeremay Hernandez, or a very, very good player in the Spanish La Liga. He plays for Real Vallecano, our Spanish La Liga. And he's a very good player. Now, immediately I saw this deal, said Chelsea have been close to a branch friend Yeremay Hernandez, and a Relevo, and they had the first outlet to break his story. Now, once Relevo broke that story, I began to do my digging. I began to do my checks over there, and almost said Chelsea are willing to trigger a release clause of 17 million pounds, which is equivalent to 20 million euros for a branch friend Yeremay Hernandez contract. So, Yeremay Hernandez, now, or a left winger into a right-footed left winger now. Obeka in the last few days, Chelsea, you didn't come over about Chelsea possible left wingers because of Mudryk and Saint-Sam. We first spoke about Vicha Kvaratskhelia, but near able to see and said Paris Saint-Germain are very close. In fact, Impo Amenra coach your friend Antonio Conte did allude to the fact that Vicha Kvaratskhelia has asked to leave team friend SSC Napoli, and most likely his destination was going to be in France for the Les Parisiens of France. Now the next bit was the fact that maybe Paris Saint-Germain for me were willing to sell a bunch of friend Bradley Barcola, which is still in the pipeline. But and then the big news that ever being broken by media as a friend Relevo for them. What they are saying, and they said Chelsea are contacting a young player, very, very progressive passer, good dribbler, excellent receiver of the ball in between the lines, and he's a player Chelsea for them. Really do believe that he's going to come in and then do some very, very good work for Chelsea for them. And me tell you, the first thing that I asked myself, and he said, hey, Aden, I brought your friend Mihaly Mudryk, the sample being about now, because immediately Mudryk sample being remember now you better say he's not going to be able to play again for Chelsea. I'm very certain that Chelsea for them are going to go in and then buy a new winger to come in at Chelsea. But again, so just when I heard that story, I asked myself, say, Mudryk ne sample bino abana say and buy. But even before that, I said, yeah, digging to find out if Mudryk sample B is in or out. There's this boy called Yeremy Pina, like I said, or a Spaniard international, or you're just a young player, Boma Spain under 21, or you're 2002 born over there, so he's somewhere around 21, 22 thereabouts. The favorite foot, position, left winger over there, Obama Deportivo La Coruña, or Spanish Division 2, 1.70 meters, or a Spanish, like I did mention earlier, or on the left wing, on the right wing over there, or attacking midfielder in between the lines over there. Or your player not offering Madrid youth system, an important player from the Madrid youth system, somebody that Madrid for had seen and I realized it's going to be good. And I'll call away to Deportivo La Coruña for youth system, or Deportivo La Coruña under 19, and Obo in the Division 2. He seemed to be very, very important. He was born in Las Palmas in Spain, my left wing, and the favorite foot, like I mentioned, right. The agent, a balanced international group. I'm holding the right to a branch, your friend Yeremay Hernandez, or Deportivo La Coruña. This season, the La Liga 2, about 18 matches. Was 8 goals, 3 assists, about 179 minutes. Of course, about 179 or averaging 179 minutes per goal or assist in 1,428 minutes over there for Abrantia, your friend Yeremay Hernandez. But if you go on into the underlying metrics for wingers now, Yedin Komono about Abrantia friend Vicha Korescalia. I told you, sir, for Vicha Korescalia, the reason why maybe he may not fit Enzo Maresca's system is the fact that he's more of a techie winger, or the La Porsa winger, or the half space winger, or Tono Boase, a creative chance on that area. But Enzo Maresca would rather want a winger who keep you with, winger or stretcher play, or the touchline winger. And that's what Yeremay Hernandez, as a 22-year-old, Yeremay Hernandez, and by FB charts, it talks about in the attacking metrics, in the possession metrics, and in the defensive metrics. Now, all of them are in the percentile of the 90s now, and it tells you how good he is on the dribbling and the hold-up play and all of that. And once he's able to come into Chelsea, I think it's a huge boost in terms of everything that they would want to do over there. And then, right after saying Yeremay Hernandez reporting out now, then German reporters began to break some story as a shaky Chelsea fan base, and it's the fact that Abrantia, your friend Renato Vega, and then Dortmund contacted Chelsea, and their plan is simple. They want Abrantia friend Renato Vega in the Signal Iduna Park on loan for the rest of the season. Then they have an option to buy him at the end of the season. And that's what Signal Iduna for. Of course, it was Classico, it was Belgium, and then Sky Germany, and then reports. According to German reports, Borussia Dortmund have reached, and of course, as the conversation went on, what we heard, Ekran said Germany for already, Omni Abrantia and Renato Vega didn't go. In fact, they spoke to Renato Vega. Omni Vega didn't go. What Vega told them, and they said, you're okay. So when that game time and Dortmund, he would want to come and play. He doesn't have an issue also with the salaries that they will give him. So they should go ahead and go and speak to Chelsea for Chelsea to give them clearance. And if Chelsea are willing to sell, then he's going to move. And until the reports that I did read said personal terms have been reached with Renato Vega. If anything, this has to be a dry loan and facilitate first team football for Abrantia friend Renato Vega. I think, sir, in the conversation in and around Chelsea, I don't see Chelsea selling Abrantia friend Renato Vega. I think that in terms of being a squad player, he's an important player. But anytime most of the opponents, most of the teams have seen how good Abrantia friend Renato Vega is, and that's why Dortmund for now are looking. Of course, Daniel Malin, and so a player Aston Villa for a push to get him from Dortmund, and that's why Dortmund for now are pushing to get a versatile player that can play on the right, that can play in midfield, that can play on the left. And like I said, Chelsea need Abrantia friend Renato Vega mainly because of the physicality and the versatility on and off the ball. He's an important player. And also, I'm going to say exclusive according to Classico and Sky Germany. I'm going to say Dortmund have reached total agreement with Renato Vega, who is keen on the move. Dortmund are now trying to find an agreement with Chelsea about a loan with an option to buy, something that's going to be really, really difficult to come. Because like I said, Renato Vega is seen as an important player to Chelsea, and it's going to be very, very tough for Chelsea for them to let him go in them. So we wait to see. Of course, Chelsea have said several times that Abrantia Benjamin Chilwell. Now the issue with someone like Chilwell going to Dortmund, any wages, he's on a very, very high wage, and most of the clubs may not want to go in for player or a very high wage, leaving if Vega leaves on loan, and if then no cover for Marco Correa. And that's why I'm thinking, say Chelsea will not sell Abrantia friend Renato Vega, because there is no cover for Abrantia, your friend Marco Correa, our team in there. Renato Vega must not be loaned out, like I did say earlier, please. And of course, no option to buy at the end of the season. Obekwa is just going to be a dry loan, like I said, Classico for, and they make it Classico to make it the first announcement on Renato Vega possibly going on to Dortmund. Like I've explained, it's because of Daniel Malin and what he brings to teams now and how they will want him, and we'll wait to see if team are your friend or Dortmund for are going to get him. Of course, this is where we draw the curtain. We'll be back after the Grand Classico for another post-match analysis. But as it stands now, Renato Vega has agreed personal terms while Chelsea a pushy Abrantia, your friend Yeremay Hernandez. We'll see you. Bye-bye. Take care.